It's good. I keep it like at about a third.
Okay, yeah.
That's
Otherwise, I can have to signal better.
yeah.
Let me know.
Sure. Be just a sec.
Yeah, no worries.
Check.
It's almost black. It's cool. No, there's another green that's like.
Welcome to Comedy at the Trip. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being here and for being virtually here. I understand we have some people across the world who are watching us tonight on Ustream, which is kind of exciting. I'm going to ask our lovely and talented sound and AV guy, oh my God, to save my retinas. Oh, that's sweet release. I love it. If you're standing, wandering around, and you're wondering, where the fuck can I sit? Where's a spot for me? There's a spot right there. That little hole over there. And if you don't want to sit down, don't sit down, please. Tonight is about you. This is Comedy at the Trip, and I'm excited to have everybody here. We've been doing this now for several months. The first night we did a show the night before Thanksgiving. Not a lot of people here. The second show we did was on Hanukkah. Not a lot of people here. Tonight, we are actually doing the show on the most religious of all holidays in America, Free Pancake Day at IHOP. So, thank you for denying your syrupy God to be with us here at the Trip. I'm originally from Canada. Any Canadians in the house tonight? Yeah. Yeah, boo. All right, that's fine. Who boos Canadians? Nobody boos Canadians. Come on. I am from Toronto. Actually, I'm not from Toronto. I'm from the East Coast. But when I tell people here, they don't know where the fuck the East Coast is. The last person I said, I'm from the East Coast, they said, oh, Montreal. And I said, perhaps you have a different map than we do in Canada. Coast means coastal, coastal. There's more. So I'm originally from the East Coast. Lived in Toronto a long time. Toronto, home of the world-famous Toronto Maple Leafs. Yeah. An elite, yeah, that's right. That's right. Maple Leafs, in case you're not a hockey fan or you don't know who the Maple Leafs are, they are essentially the Chicago Cubs on ice, okay? The shittiest hockey team that ever has been, okay? And I was thinking about this last week, and I was thinking, the Maple Leafs, well, that's why they suck. They're the Leafs. Where the hell did that come from? What did that meeting look like? We need a name that's going to instill fear in our competitors. Jaguars? No. Lions? No. Pythons? I've got it. Leafs. Yes. Leafs. I remember one time I was looking up at a tree and a leaf fell down, poked me right in the eye. Were you blinded? No, but it stung like a son of a bitch for about 20 minutes. Okay, we're going to be the Leafs. No one's going to fuck with the Leafs. God damn. And there's no mascot for the Toronto Maple Leafs. What would there be? A leaf that just sort of walks through the crowd and falls on people, you know? Knocks their beers over. Yeah. Any hockey fans here? Obviously not. I mean, yeah. I played hockey at Christmas time. Unexpectedly, it was a pretty amazing treat. I was in Maine visiting some family out there and watching my uncle's men's league. And these are sort of, you know, semi-pro guys who are kind of semi-retired, and everybody was suited up and ready to go. And my uncle comes out of the dressing room and he calls me down, and I'm there watching, and he says, do you want to play? And I said, do they have the gear? And he said, yeah, they've got all the gear, because I play nets. And so I suited up, and very excited to remember how to put the gear on, because I hadn't played for about 18 years. And I suited up and went onto the ice and was completely pumped up and very, very ready to play. And I've got to say, humbly, but honestly, the first 4 saves that I made were nothing short of brilliant. Absolutely. All of the muscle memory came back. I wasn't intimidated by the puck. I was quick. The reflexes were there. The 5th shot, I kicked my leg out to stop a blistering slap shot, and I could hear it tear from my nuts to my ankle. My hamstring tore all the way down and ripped. And my body gave me the first 4 shots and said, you know, that's cool. And on the 5th one, it was just like, what the fuck are you doing? You haven't done this in 18 years. Now we're going to show you who's in charge. So I limped around like a gimp for about 6 months. Wow, we're speaking of gimpy, we got a gimpy microphone here. Comics know that when you're holding this, hold it like you love it, because it's gonna deny you a little bit. Okay. All right, there are 2 ways that a host hosts a room. They warm people up, really get them warmed up. Then there's the other approach where you just sort of get them colder and colder. And then when a comic comes up, the comic is like a nice warm cashmere sweater, and they're like, fuck, I'm glad. It was so much warmer, because it was cold. That guy made me cold. All right? Well, we're going to bring up our first comic tonight, because she's going to warm you up. She is a Canadian. She's sexy. She's funny. She's talented. She's from Toronto. She's a mom. She's a wife. Don't hit on her, or hit on her in a gentle, loving way. She's the first time she's here on this stage, but she's played all over. She'll tell you about it, or not. Jen Robertson, please welcome to the stage. Jen Robertson. check.
Awesome. Yeah. I'm surprised I didn't get any tips, any little $1 bills in my pants for that dance. Guys, I'm so happy to be here tonight. Oh, shit. Okay, I'm not gonna move. I'm just gonna do it like this. I'm thrilled to be here. Live comedy, it's an interactive thing, right? We're here together. It's like a dialogue. So, I still hear music. Do you guys hear music, or am I having a stroke? Okay, I'm good. Nope, there it is. Maybe it's the funk inside of me. Is there funk inside of me? Okay, we're good. I want to make it really personal. It's a personal conversation here tonight, so I'm going to give you guys a name. I'm going to call you collectively, as an audience, I'm going to call you Terry. Because then you have a name. It's neutral, it's male, it's female. So let's talk tonight, Terry. Let's do it. When people meet me, they usually say one of two things. One, what's it like to be so fascinating? Or two, tell me more about your breasts. Well, okay. My breasts are fleshy. They are buoyant in water. And my right nipple veers slightly to the right. It's sort of like it's shoulder checking for me. It's a little bit like this nipple's going, is that someone famous? And this nipple's going, just look ahead, be cool. And it's like, I think that's Matt Damon. And this one's going, don't embarrass us in front of Matt Damon. I want to look at Matt Damon. That's what's happening here, guys, in this area. It does that because I had breast reduction surgery about 10 years ago. I obviously didn't know I was going to move to LA. Should have hung on to those. Oh, well, what can you do? So China, that's a busy country, huh? Whoa! They're always making stuff and doing stuff. China is set to open their very first sex theme park. Yeah. I know what you're thinking. I want to go. Me too, guys. Terry, I want to go too. But I really hate standing in long lineups. I know. So I was thinking I would go if they had a fast pass. Because I don't know about you guys, I am not going to stand in line for 2 hours for like a minute and a half of anal fisting. I refuse to do that. So I'm a mother to a human. Thank you. I've kept her alive for almost 2 years. Oh, fingers crossed. Thank you. Babies are really busy today. They go to classes and stuff. They're very busy. And I was at her art class the other day, and the kids were doing collages. And I got to thinking, here's the really weird thing about the collage. As a child, it's a beautiful expression of your artistic self. As a grown-up, the collage is the #1 sign you're a fucking psychopath. You know all the movies and the TV shows like, I don't know if this is our right man, Captain. Let's look in this apartment. Oh my God. It's a goddamn kitten collage. You sick fuck. You sick fuck. It's funny, as a parent, you do start being really sensitive about stories you hear about children and awful things that happen to them. Like the other day, someone was reminding me of that kid who had that baby at the school dance and like put it in the dumpster. And I just hear stories like that and I get so angry. Because a baby is organic matter and it should have gone in the compost. Seriously, it's true. TLC, which used to be the Learning Channel, now only seems to be shows about little people and hoarding. So I am waiting for the next show called I Can't Stop Hoarding Little People. Just midgets everywhere. You go into the kitchen, is that the last one, Marjorie? Yes. You open the cupboard, hello. This one has sentimental value. Please don't make me sell him. What, are y'all friends with little people? Your non-laughter does not hurt me. It does not affect me. I have a toddler, okay? And that is the filthiest form of human being alive. They are terrifying. They make Afghan rebels look friendly and neighborly. Toddlers are disgusting. Seriously. She hit me in the face yesterday and laughed. I used to have a standard in my life, and now I live with someone who hits me and laughs. It's basically like the baby is Ike Turner, and I'm Tina Turner, and I just do whatever I can to make her happy. You don't get me, Terry. Terry. Here's a little tip. If you're dating someone who does the fitness, especially if they're male, and you see their workout pants on the floor, and you're not sure if they're dirty, don't pick them up and do this in the crotch area of the pants. I picked up my husband's sweatpants the other day, and I almost lost consciousness. I'm gonna review for you, like a wine sommelier, kind of the smell journey that I went on. It started with like a balsamic vinaigrette that hit me first. And then it was like a sharp cheddar cheese, a hint of the city of Mumbai, a little bit of sort of a paper processing pulp mill, and then just straight up balls. It just hit me hard. So if it's exercise clothing, just put it in the laundry. Who cares if you're washing something that's clean? Don't risk it. Don't. Balls are funny, hey? They're not sexy. This is the thing about balls. Like, I have never met a woman, and if someone has in the audience, any one of the Terrys, tell me after this set, because I need to know this. I've never met a woman who's like, a penis, whatever. Give me a big old bag any day of the week. I need me some of that bag. I don't hear it. There's no scrotum of the month calendar. There's nobody going, check out the fruit bowl on June. Nobody's doing it, guys. Once again, your non-laughter doesn't hurt me, because the baby will hit me when I get home. So this is just time away from my abusive relationship with my toddler. So congratulations to all of you. I hate birds. Anybody else with me? I fucking hate them. Like, I would kill a bird in front of you right now with my bare hands for $1. I would do it. I would do it for like a sandwich. I'd be like, dead. I'll have a sandwich, please. In fact, make a sandwich with this bird. The weird thing about birds is not only are they disgusting carriers of disease, birds are actually uglier in baby form than they are grown up, which goes against all logic. Everything is supposed to be cuter as a baby, like, oh, little kitten is so cute. Oh, the puppy, he's adorable. Oh, the baby bird, what the fuck is that? They're all just like skin and eyelids. They look like a basket of scrotums with beaks. They are so ugly. And they're so stupid. Birds are the only animal that's so stupid, they think it's night by simply throwing a towel over their cage. A bird will be like, hey, did I ever tell you guys about the time I found a sunflower seed? Oh, good night. That's all you gotta do. They think it's nighttime. There's a bunch of birds that hang outside my bedroom window. And for 20 minutes at sunrise and sunset, those chirpy little fuckers sure have a lot to talk about, I tell you. It is like a 1920s haberdashery out there. They're like, I dare say, Marjorie, your feathers are beautiful. Well, thank you, Helen. Where did you get them? Oh, down at Madison and Fifth. Oh, look at Helen. Look at Marjorie's new feather. Oh, everyone gather around. Oh, she looks divine. What the fuck are you talking about? You're a bird. The cheese bun you found in the middle of the road. When I was in Canada in the summer, because of West Nile, they asked people to be on the alert for suspicious bird deaths. How do you know when a bird has died suspiciously? Is there a tiny chalk outline around him? Was he on a boat with Christopher Walken in the 60s? Like, how do you know? Oh, it's my time. I have to do a closing joke. The only way I would know that a bird had died suspiciously is if I found him in the library next to Colonel Mustard with a pipe. That would do it for me. I'd be like, something's afoot. Before I go, I just want to say my birthday's coming up, and I really hate it when people have overly high expectations of what they deserve because it's their birthday. I actually had an ex-boyfriend once booty call me, and when I said no, he said really pathetically into the microphone, "But it's my birthday." I am not a Denny's. I do not honor your birthday with a complimentary grand slam. That is not how I roll. Incidentally, I do name all of my sex acts after dishes at Denny's, and you haven't lived until I've given you a moons over my hammy. Thanks, Terry. Good night.
And the microphone that let us all down. All right. Glad everybody's here tonight. It's exciting because everybody could just be home because of this technology. We don't even need to be here. We could just be sitting home in our underwear, in our own puddle of filth, just not even being here. So it's so nice that you're here in your own puddle of filth here personally. I'm excited about that. I have 2 sports injuries. The one that I told you about earlier, the hockey injury. The other one happened years ago, was a karate injury. And it happened when I was about, I guess I was about 12. I was taking karate classes, and I came home to show my sister how high I could kick. And I could kick pretty fucking high. I could kick really fucking high. And so she was supposed to just put her hand up and let me kick her hand. And then if I could kick her hand, she'd put her hand up and I'd kick it higher. And so she finally got to this point, and I was pretty flexible when I was 12. And I finally kicked with such force that I kicked her hand, but while I kicked her hand, my other leg went out from underneath me, and my entire body went up in the air and fell backwards onto a ceramic planter where I split my head open and was knocked unconscious in the living room floor. Which is a pretty embarrassing karate accident, and even more embarrassing when you wake up to all of your family members going, "Are you okay?" And, yeah. Obviously, none of you have had a karate accident quite like that, except for maybe one of you. All right, okay, is everybody feeling like another comic? Because I'm getting the fuck out of here, okay? Yeah, that's right. My God. Here we go. This next gentleman, I don't know him from Adam. All I know is the guy's funny. He's here to make you laugh. If you don't laugh, you're maybe the problem. So be part of the solution. Welcome Richard Bain to the stage. Richard.
Thank you. Checkers. Check. More stuff. Come on, can we get a Zeppelin going around here? Woo! My turn. How are you motherfuckers doing tonight? Yeah, me neither. I just moved here from Portland, Oregon. Thank you. It's, that was actually the correct answer. The correct answer is who gives a fuck. It's a little different living here in LA and Portland, coming from Portland. You know, like in Portland it rains all the time, and in LA there's black people. I don't know if you guys have been to Portland or not. All right, one of those shows, huh? Is he serious? Yes. Internet. Okay, you guys laughed at me saying internet, but the fucking joke that had structure. I remember when I was a kid, my friend convinced me that it was illegal to walk on the stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Like, you would get arrested if you actually stepped on a star. And I went around believing that for years. I went down there last week and I saw human shit on Robert Duvall's star. Like, I don't think that's a law anymore. You guys are like, hey, how do you know that was human shit? I saw a human shitting on Robert Duvall's star. Must not have liked Days of Thunder. Or whatever. I've been traveling around town a lot, going to all the different hubs, you know. I went down to Venice Beach. You guys been there? Yeah, that place sucks, huh? So I won't go to Venice Beach again, and I really need a Bob Marley flag. I won't do it, won't go there. It's too many homeless people, you know, everybody's asking me for something. Walking around, homeless guys like, give me some change, you know, give me a cigarette. It's so annoying, you know, I don't have anything. I had to do a Jurassic Park diversion cigarette just to get to my car the other night. It's where you pull a cigarette out and you're like, woof, 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 woof. And I got in my car, I was like, trying to get in my car fast, and this homeless guy popped up right next to me. I was like, clever girl. I'll take that as destroying this room. We kind of slightly chuckled. What does he want from us? I don't know about you guys, but I'm tripping off of this. Okay, I'm sorry. What's the international heroin time? That's what I'm always wondering about. Okay, one more just homeless joke. Hey, you ever see a homeless... Internet! You ever see a homeless guy with a dog? Huh? I don't know how to feel about that, you know? On one hand, this guy can't take care of himself, let alone a fucking dog. But on the other hand, that dog probably thinks he's got like the coolest owner out there, you know? Go up to other dogs and be like, fuck you. My master eats out of the trash with me. Takes a dump in the park with me. This guy gave me fleas. Let's go. Rough. My life is rough. Oh, look at that soccer game. You ever see a homeless guy smoking weed? Huh? I saw that the other night. That's kind of weird. Why would a homeless guy smoke something that's going to make him more hungry, you know? It's like, hey, buddy, don't you know there's meth out there, huh? Curb that appetite. He did know there was meth out there, if you were wondering about the homeless guy at the end of that joke. Which I know a lot of people out there were. Beep, 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 beep. Been drinking a lot lately. Try the Allagash. Is that? Yeah. I mean, I had one of those cool moms growing up. Yeah, she was cool. She used to like pound beers with me, like when I was in her womb or whatever, kind of born to party. You guys partying tonight? Red Box, huh? Me too. I love boar's head. The sandwiches are made of boar's head. You should try them because it's a good deal. I love going to parties, so, you know, maybe I'll follow you guys home to your party. I don't know. Okay. There's certain times of a party you gotta appreciate and recognize, you know? This guy gets me. Yeah. You know, like my favorite time of the party has to be when you realize none of the girls wanna fuck you. 'Cause then you can just be yourself, huh? I was so worried about what you thought of me. Give me that Jack Daniels, you're a whore. Can't say I didn't sell it. I was at a party the other night and I wasn't wearing any underwear. Sorry if you're eating a boar's head sandwich. I went up to this girl, I was like, yo, I ain't wearing any underwear. She goes, oh yeah, that's also known as going commando. I was like, oh yeah? It's also known as I just shit my pants. 'Cause I don't know if you girls know this or not, but when a guy shits his pants, underwear turns into toilet paper and a trash can turns into a secret holder. Shh. Speaking of shitting my pants, I was hanging out over at my grandma's house the other night because I live there, and I realized me and my grandma have a bunch of things in common with each other. Yeah. Things I never really noticed before, like not having a real job or being able to grow a beard or taking her prescription pills. I saw my grandma naked the other night. Relax, not completely naked. There was a 300-pound black guy on top of her. All right, Obama, Grandmama. She called me lazy the other night. Can you believe that? Called me lazy just because I like to keep my dirty clothes next to my pee bottles. I'm like, what, Grandma? I'm a big boy. I don't know if I'm lazy. Here's a quick question. Do any guys in here wash their legs? I'm usually like, I'm done, huh? Squish squash. Every girl in here is like, what the fuck's he talking about? Every guy's like, shut up. He's giving out our secrets. Every guy sounds like that, no? No? I've been tripping a lot lately on weed. I got my weed card. I'm legit. Anybody needs a friend? I like having my weed card now because I'll do stupid shit and like I'll pull out my weed card like a pack of Mentos, you know, like some lady will be like, you just ran over my little girl, and I'll be like, weed card. Oh man, you guys are good. You guys are good. Thank you. I've never wanted to see a cell phone so bad in my life. And I was at 9/11. I'll go ahead and answer your guys' questions now. Yeah, I'm here. You know, I'm real. You know, don't be afraid. I'll answer your questions. Yes, sir. I was very popular in high school. It was me. I was popular, like for all the wrong reasons, you know. Like someone would come up to me in the hallway and be like, "Hey, aren't you Richard Bain?" And I'd be like, "Yes, yes, I am." And they'd be like, "Yeah, your sister's got big tits. That's you. Hey, looks like you do too. All right, man. That must run in your family or something." I was like, "Hey, man, no one runs in our family because we're all fat." I realized how fat I was the other night when I tried to eat a pudding snack on the bus without a spoon. I was just going for it in front of everybody. Homeless guy sitting next to me with a bottle of wine like, this guy needs to get his shit together. I should probably go because everybody made a funny noise. And then it was a ha, shit. But I'm not. I've been trying all the diets. It's a chunk. I've been trying all the diets lately. I tried the Richard Simmons diet. I'll go ahead and tell you, sir, it's kind of weird. All I've been eating is cock, because that guy's gay. I don't know if you noticed that when you're sweating to the oldies, but yeah, he's on fire, sliding down a rainbow, holding on to his ankles, getting fucked by a unicorn, and that's the gayest thing I should have left on the other joke.
Richard Bain, popular in high school. Richard Bain, popular in high school. Tonight's show, in fact, is sponsored by Green Wheels Medical Marijuana. Green Wheels, we bring the weed to you just as soon as we find our car keys. I only tell that joke to spot out the weed smokers. This group doesn't smoke weed, that guy does. All right. That's good. Actually, I quit smoking weed, but I like the information that I just heard. A research came out and it said that there is no negative impact on your lungs from smoking weed. And to be exact, what they said was there is no negative impact on moderate to light smokers. They never test the heavy smokers. And I'm pretty sure it's because the heavy smokers never show up to the lab. I think they're just sort of like, hey, Brian, this is the lab calling. Were you going to come down to the test today, Brian? Yeah, you're home. Who is this, man? It's the lab, Brian, about the test. Is it the chlamydia test that I took? No, Brian, it's the lab about the marijuana test. Hey, are we in Bangkok still? Yeah, that was my worst stone guy. You'd never know that I smoked weed for 25 years and do a horrible stone guy. Okay, well, you know who doesn't do a horrible stone guy? The next guy who comes to the stage. He's straight and he does a horrible straight guy, and even when he's a stone guy, he does a horrible straight stone guy. Don't come up yet. He got my back last week. It almost got ugly with the punk band, and it almost went down, and he had my back, and I knew that if the shit went down and got really, really fucking real, he was going to have my back. So know that if you're ever in a situation and you're up against the wall and you're going to rumble with a punk band, this is the guy you want in your corner. He's from Canada. His name is Michael Gelbar. Let's put your hands together. Come on.
Hey, man. Okay. Hello, comedy lovers. How about that intro, huh? That was retarded. Some people just bring you up to credits or something, you know? All right, here we go. Hey, I want to say hi to the dozens of people in the room and the dozens of people watching on the internet. Finally, comedy, stand-up comedy finally comes to the internet. Next on the internet, people can write each other stuff and then write back to each other. That's next year. Thank you very much, everybody. All right, here comes joke number one. I'm going to do some really good jokes off the top, and then in the middle, I don't have to be as good. And then I'm going to close strong. That's stand-up comedy, and that's what I'm going to do right now. Here we go. But yeah, the people outside are gross. You guys are super good looking. It's attractive people everywhere. But out there, disgusting, you know? I saw a guy, he had a shirt on with a list of reasons on it why beer is better than women. And then you look at the guy, and you know he's only had beer. You ever see that shirt in a store? They don't even make it in medium. The beer is better than women shirt starts at quadruple XL. And the reasons on the shirt are designed to make the guy think he's the boss of women, right? So it's like, a beer never steals the remote control, or you can have more than one beer in the same night. But the reasons never explain how he became the guy who bought the shirt. A beer never says it only likes you as a friend. A beer never changes its phone number on you. A judge never orders that you can't come within 50 feet of your ex-beer's house. I had an ear itch, but I waited till the joke ended. That's what you do. But some other shirts, I saw like a middle-aged lady, and she had a picture on her shirt of it was a cartoon drawing of a middle-aged lady, and underneath it said, "I survived my son's bar mitzvah." Now, I don't know how much you know about bar mitzvahs, but the survival rate is pretty much 100%. I'd like to see this woman show up to a veterans parade wearing that shirt, you know? Oh man, you lost your leg? Oh, I've been there. Our caterer ran out of chicken. But I'm glad you came to the show. Sometimes, you know, we play like bars like this, and this is a pretty good bar. Sometimes there's a pinball machine at a bar. You ever go to a pinball machine? And that's not when the person's playing pinball, that wasn't what they hoped would happen at the bar, you know? That's like admitting that nothing good's gonna happen to you, you know? The only thing worse than being the guy playing pinball is being the guy he doesn't even know who's watching him play pinball. You know, commenting on his game. Hey, go up the ramp. Can I have your extra ball? But, man, I almost went to my list and then I remembered the next joke. Anyway, I like movies. You know, I saw a movie. You ever see a movie where someone gets kidnapped and they call the parents of like the girl and they always say the same thing? You have a very beautiful daughter. Just once I want to hear, your daughter is like a 6. I mean, you probably still want her back. I'm just saying that there's no threat of sexual molestation of any kind. If anything, she's kind of hitting on me, man, you know? If you want to kick in an extra $100,000, I'll boost your self-esteem and take her up on it. I'm saying that seldom do the victims of kidnappings come back more confident than when they left. I'm just saying, she's not hot at all, your daughter. Now I go to the list. I remembered 4 jokes in a row. Here's one that's good, other than the other good ones. Don't put your head down in despair. Every joke I've done has been good compared to what you guys are capable of so far. Anyway, and your table is full of silent laughers. You're laughing right now with no sound. How does that help? You know what I hate? When you're with your buddies tonight, you got one of these buddies who goes like this, "Hey, rock star. Oh my God, man, you're a rock star." There's other forms of music, you know? How come no one ever goes, "Hey, how you doing, country sensation?" Every joke is good, but I should memorize like 2 in a row. This one's also one I'm quite proud of. So we all live here in Los Angeles, and of course, some of you have dated actresses. I think I date exclusively actresses. And the worst thing is sometimes, you gotta be supportive, so you go see them in a play, right? You ever go see someone you're dating in a play? And that's the best, because they don't even want to be in the play. They're doing it because they think someone will come see them or something. And then you're in the theater, and everyone else in the theater is dating the cast members, right? So you're watching the play, and you still got a program listing their credits, too. It's Bob Johnson's most recent work was when he ripped your ticket on the way into the theater. Oh, my God, that's Bob Johnson up there. He was so nice when he ripped my ticket, and he's all mean in the play. This guy's amazing. Remember the joke with the rock star and the country sensation? That was really good. But I enjoy it. Thank God this is going on the internet, too. Folks, if you have a YouTube account, look up Michael Galbart for some of my better sets. You're dubbing laughs in later, right? This isn't the best night to do this. We're all facing this, and that's there. That's not even good angles. Anyway, do you like my good angles bit? I got good angles bit on here. The good angles bit has never worked. I thought tonight, because the angle was bad, that it would work for once. Nothing. Here's a joke I know is good, like the joke before the last one was. So I like the movies. My dad once took me to a movie. You ever go to a movie with your father and when you're a kid and he doesn't do any research, right? And this is what happened to me. We ended up watching a super long sex scene together once. And that is the worst night of your life when you're watching sex with your dad, right? Afterwards, we're walking out of the theater, we're like super uncomfortable. We may never speak again, right? And then Dad finally speaks. He's like this, "In my day," and that's how you know the conversation's gonna suck, right? He's like, "In my day, we didn't need to see people having sex to get excited. All Lauren Bacall used to do in old movies was raise her eyebrow." And that can't be true. If raising your eyebrow was all it took to get people off, guys would be talking to their friends. "Yeah, the other day I downloaded this hardcore XXX eyebrow raising movie. It was awesome. This one guy was like raising this woman's eyebrow from behind, right? Then all his friends came in, they started gang-browing her. But let me tell you something, folks. I got like short jokes now. I'm going to do like 3 short jokes and go. I'm leaving. I don't want to stay. I don't even want to leave either. But I'm going to. But here's the thing, folks, is the other day, I'm struggling to think of which joke to do. You know that. But I called a company to complain about something, and they answered the phone with like a corporate slogan you could tell head office makes everyone say. So I call up and they're like, "Thank you for calling telecom. If you pay more, you get more. How can I help you?" You pay more and you get more. That's not even good. But they could say anything in that space because we're never paying attention. They might as well say anything. "Thank you for calling Weight Watchers. If you eat cake, you get fat. How can I help you?" That's the thing about businesses, is they make them sound better by giving them a name that's not even true, right? Like when I was a little kid, there was used car lots. They even said used cars. But then sometime, like maybe 10 years ago, they changed it to pre-owned vehicles. Pre-owned. And there's no such thing as pre-owned. It's used, right? You never hear a woman go, "Oh my God, that guy totally came over and pre-owned me last night." Really? Pre-owned gets 3 people? Yeah, pre-owned, 3 laughs. That's all that was worth. Way better. I can't believe Prion got 3 laughs. That's like 7 people. That's a 7 people. That's a thank you very much, 7 people, good night laugh level. No. All right, I'm closing on, I'm doing 2 more. Thank you. Broadcasting. Anyway. But yeah, we're all partying. Are you guys partying? Would this qualify as partying? That's what people say when they're excited. They go, do you want to party? Hey man, you want to party? And I don't know what that means. Sometimes people think partying is drugs or alcohol or having sex with someone, right? So you don't know what it means. It means so many things. So one time I'm walking down the street in Las Vegas and I get stopped by this dude and he's like, hey man, you want to party? And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? And he's like, I got coke, I got weed. And I'm like, do you have any streamers? One guy's laugh is awesome. You're the guy. You're my target demographic, man. I'm going to sell you a You Got Any Streamers t-shirt after the show. I had 100,000 made. And you'll be the first guy to buy one. All right, here it is. Yeah, it's hysterical. Anyway, here I'm closing on this. Huh? At the end of a joke where you close, thank God she showed up at the end, huh? That'll change everything. Hi, did I miss anything? Then I'll lose all 4 of them in the conversation. That's good. We didn't need 4 extra people listening. And your girlfriend, sir, she can't fucking stop texting ever. Yeah, make out with her now. That'll help. Yeah, don't videotape the women making out. It's the comics. That's the good thing people like in life. But anyway, doctors are saying, I read this, that doctors say that women don't actually care about penis size. Did you read that? According to doctors, women can feel 3 inches, oh, now that whore laughs, but finally, I didn't know I'd talk about penises for 20 minutes if I had known. Jesus. But anyway, so doctors are saying women don't care about penis size, right? That they can only feel 3 inches of a penis, so it's not a big deal. But I'm not making up any stories when I merely point out that most doctors are short Jewish guys and Asians. So it's kind of in their best interest to believe this and then tell everybody. Call me crazy, but I'm only going to believe it's true when I hear it from Dr. Jamal Shabazz. That's it, everybody. You guys are great. Bye, fans.
Michael Gelbart, bringing it home. All right, we've got a very intimate crowd here tonight, which is exciting. I just got a report that we've got over 67,000 people watching us online right now, which is exciting because you guys are like the spearhead, okay? So even if your laughter is retained or you're just holding back or something, it doesn't matter. There are literally tens of thousands of people who are laughing out there, just fucking losing their shit about tonight, okay? So you can be, you don't even need to laugh. You're let off the hook for the rest of the evening, okay? And I want to tell you that the next person who's coming to the stage is a very funny guy. Before I bring him up to the stage, I want to say one thing. One of the things I love about Los Angeles, coming from the east coast of Canada where everybody drove the most exotic car was a new pickup truck. Being out here in Los Angeles, you get to see everything. So even coming over here tonight, there was a guy who was driving a new Aston Martin, and what I love to do, driving along in my 95 Volvo station wagon, I like to see the guy and he's feeling kind of cocky because he's driving the car, and I like to just start to drift into his lane a little bit. Just kind of like drift over into his lane and see whether he's gonna speed up or slow down or something, because I got nothing to lose. And I'll just say one thing to rich people, whether you're watching, whether you're here, if you're driving a $350,000 car, you don't need the vanity plate, okay? We got it. We got the fucking point, okay? So skip the fucking vanity plate. Yeah, that was a joke. That part was a joke, and that would work. Yeah. Okay, here we go. This guy's going to do something totally different. He's going to turn you inside out. He's going to make you cry. He's going to make you wonder why. He's going to breathe life into this room. I love him. He's been here several times. He's a friend that I know virtually from the outer space and here from the inner space. And I'd like to welcome to the stage Mr. Eli Braden.
Woo! One more time, please, for Ben Brooks, everyone. And one more time also for just all the great comedians tonight. And if you don't mind, how about one more time for all the comedians around the world? I heard an uh-oh. At least I'm not Canadian. How's that sound? Great. I just flew in from New York, Delta first class sucks. They screwed up my skinny latte at Starbucks. There was such a long line down at the Apple store. My Labradoodle crapped on my mahogany floor. Now my therapist is gone on a week's vacation. It's hard out here for a Caucasian. I got problems, white people problems, white people problems, white people problems. You know I got 'em, I really got 'em. They were sold at a arugula Trader Joe's. I threw out my back in a yoga pose. My 6-disc changer ain't my counting crows. On The Bachelor, I can't believe he gave that bitch a rose. My daughter ain't happy with a brand new nose. I got white people problems, that's how it goes. Yo, white people problems, yeah. White people problems, white people problems. Oh, you know I got 'em, I really got 'em. My nanny fed my kids some fruit that wasn't organic. I thought I told her not to, but I don't speak Hispanic. I went off my carbamazepine. I'm starting to feel manic, cause I just can't find a decent fucking Prius mechanic. I guess I'll have to drive the Hummer. It guzzles gas like the Titanic. My white people problems are gigantic. Ladies and gentlemen, are there any single moms in the house tonight? Any single moms? No? Okay. I'll tell you what, raising a child is pretty much the hardest thing you can do. Even harder than surviving your bar mitzvah. And I tell you, I can't imagine doing it on my own. I have a lovely wife at home watching my children tonight. But I'd like to dedicate this song to all the single moms out there on the internet. It goes a little something like this. A single mom seems like taking care of kids is all you ever do. But tonight, I think you need somebody to take care of you. And that's why I brought some wine, and I'm cooking up a romantic dinner for two. And when your kids fall asleep, I'm gonna bone you. A single moms, they need love too, but what can they do? A social life could never be easy. Besides, let's face it, most men consider single mothers damaged goods. But I'm willing to lower my standards, I'm willing to pander. I'll tell you that you're still as hot as when you got pregnant. Ooh, in other words, I'm willing to lie. So just take off those dirty sweatpants and give me a dirty lap dance. I like the childbearing booty when the childbearing booty goes boom. Yeah, but I'm putting on 2 extra rubbers if I'm going anywhere near your womb. I'm talking about your womb now. Single moms I'm willing to bone you. Oh yes, I'm willing to bone you, baby. Single moms, I'm willing to bone you. Oh yes, I'm willing to bone you, baby. Single moms, I'm willing to bone you. A bone, I really wanna fucking bone you. Single moms, I'm willing to bone you. Just don't expect me to phone you. I gotta go, baby. Thank you very much. I really do have 2 kids at home. I got a daughter and a son. This next song, I wrote this for my son. Of course, he's only 3 years old. He couldn't be here tonight. The song is called My Kid. My kid is the playground king. Your kid is a ding-a-ling. My kid's skin smooth like silk. Your kid choke on milk. My kid push himself in his stroller. Your kid diagnosed bipolar. My kid steps on his own dick. Your kid's hung like a candle wick. My kid walk at 6 months old. Your kid wear clothes Goodwill sold. My kid uses dick like a tripod. Your kid got Glee on his iPod. My kid straight A's. Your kid shit for brains. My kid sippy cup is full of White Russian. Your kid used a priest slap as a cushion. It's time that we let the what? Dude, your kid goofy like Elmo. My kid is the best at the daycare. Rockstar do while your kid rock the lame hair. It's time that we let the world know. Dude, your kid goofy like Elmo. My kid is the best at the daycare. Oh. My kid pop a boner, he rip his diaper. Your kid's babysitter, my kid piped her. My kid could star in porn. Your kid cried like a bitch when he was born. My kid, a potty trained at month 4. Your kid still taking dumps on the floor. My kid eat meat that's lean. Your kid vegan, need protein. My kid Wolfgang Van Halen. Your kid Bristol Palin. My kid got blown by Hannah Montana. Your kid got brought coal from Santa. It's time that we let the world know. Dude, your kid goofy like Elmo. My kid is the best at the daycare. Rockstar do while your kid rocks the lame hair. It's time that we let the world know. Dude, your kid goofy like Elmo. My kid is the best at the daycare. And my kid is gonna fuck you now. Thank you. I've got one more for you. I would like to dedicate this one to all the ladies in the house tonight. If you... What? You like that, Elvis? If you see something red caked around my mouth, that ain't from eating ketchup. It's from going down south on your girl. At a certain time of the month. You see, I'm like a vampire, but I leave your neck alone. I drink the blood from your erogenous zone, little girl. Specifically, your vagina. I love it when you menstruate. 'Cause I love the taste of blood. You say, will you go down on me? Ooh, baby, you know I would. Anytime your aunt flows in town, well, you know I'm going down. The reasons I love you are myriad. Whoa, I love you, period, period. When you start to feel cramping and abdominal pain, emotional mood swings, acute migraines, little girl, that's when I start getting thirsty, thirsty. I pull that little string from out your pussy where it's hung. You don't need no tampon, baby. You got my tongue, little girl. Now let me get to slurping. 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 Thank you very much.
Eli Braden. I don't know how to follow that, Eli. Oh, God. I love Eli. Thank you for being here. That's all right. He's all set up. All right, people are getting warm, so I'm not going to stay on the stage too long. I have been doing a little bit of internet dating. Recently was divorced. Any internet daters out there in the crowd tonight? Yeah. Wonder if I've dated any of you. It's an interesting thing, internet dating. After a while, once you do it, all of the profiles start to bleed into one. Everybody's kind of writing the same thing. You know, here are some of the things that I don't need to read anymore. A half glass full kind of girl. Positive outlook on life. Not into anal. You know, you read it once, you read it 1,000 times. And what everybody is into, though, is hiking. You know, long gone are the days where you can meet somebody in a bar. Everybody's got to go hiking. You know, you like to hike. You want to go hiking? You want to go hiking? Let's go hiking. Let's go hiking. You want to go hiking? Hey, I got your message. I'm out here hiking. I'll call you when I'm home. We can go hiking. I think it's just the word hiking. Hiking, hiking, hiking. It's one of those words after you say it long enough, it just bugs you. If it was called hill fucking, I think I would be more into it. Let's go to the top of a hill, fuck, and then come back down. Yes, that's the kind of hiking that I would be into. Okay, there's a young lady who's coming up tonight. Her last name is my last name, so I don't know. She's not my sister. She's not my cousin. I'm not going to hit on her too much because it could get weird. But her name is Georgia Brooks. She's coming to the stage. She's blessing us with a little bit of time. Please welcome to the stage, Georgia Brooks.
Yeah. What's up, Santa Monica? I'm from out of town. I'm visiting Los Angeles. It's the same city as this or different? Different. Okay, so I'm visiting Los Angeles. Y'all heard of it? People in Los Angeles, I wasn't expecting, are so nice, but in like really weird ways. I got lost, and then this mail truck pulled up and was like, "You look lost," because I did. And he gave me directions, and then he goes, "You know, I'm going that way. If you just want to jump in the back, I'll take you." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Yeah, well, there's no mail in the back, so if you want to get in the back of my mail truck, I'll just take you to wherever you need to go." I've seen enough episodes of Criminal Minds to know that if I get in the back of that mail truck, I do not get to end up at my destination of choosing. I get to go to the beach, but unconsciously. So it's not what I want. So I think, okay, I hate going to the doctors a lot, but pretty much I really hate going to the doctors because it is very hard to leave that office and still feel attractive. Like a few weeks ago, okay, honestly like a month and a half ago, because I know you guys really care, timeline. I went to the doctors to fix my snoring problem. So like I wasn't walking to the doctor's office feeling particularly sexy that day or anything. And I get to the doctor's, and then he has me open up my throat with a flashlight, and then he looks in and he goes, "Oh yeah, you've got a bunch of excess skin in there." Gross, right? But side note, that's probably why I'm a terrible singer, but also why I'm amazing at blowjobs. So I am not sure I want to fix that. But then the doctor's like, cool, you want to fix your snoring? The first thing I'm going to suggest for you to do is to lose some weight. And I immediately had hurt feelings, and he looked at me and goes, oh no, it's not that you're fat, it's just that your throat is fat. In order to fix that, we're going to want to tighten up your whole body. So it's great. And then the doctor was like, all right, if losing weight doesn't work, which it wouldn't because I do not want to quit drinking, right? Jesus. I barely eat, but I drink a lot. Don't tell the person I'm driving home later that. So he was like, all right, if losing weight doesn't work, a lot of people who snore decide to purchase this mask that you wear at nighttime, which will pump oxygen into your face. I just need like everyone in the bar to know right now that I do not need to stop snoring for me because I sleep right through that shit. I need to stop snoring for men, right? Because I had 3 breakups last year. 2 of them were mysteries. But this one guy, this really happened. In the middle of the night, he woke up and he went, dude, which is already a terrible sign if you're dating somebody. He goes, dude, it sounds like you're farting out of your face. I don't know how anybody holds you at night unless they are hammered. Yeah. But imagine now I go up to that guy, I'm like, hey man, come on over. I don't snore anymore. I just wear this terrifying mask at night. It's gonna be a great year for me. I really should have known to like stop going to see this doctor because, you know, I found one. They're hard to find, and then I stuck with them. But like him and I, we are not on the same page because like 3 years ago, I broke up with my boyfriend, and I went in and I was like, hey, listen, you know, I just broke up with my boyfriend, and I'm not having regular sex anymore. Should I go off the birth control pill? And my doctor's like, yeah, no, you should. Besides, if you meet a guy you like, you're gonna wait 2 months before you have sex with him anyways. I'm like, oh my God, he doesn't get me. Or my society, really, right? 2 months, how do you know? Okay, nailed it. That's my favorite. I'm gonna say that's my favorite after every joke. So I've been getting really drunk lately because where I'm from, it's winter. And so I've been getting really drunk. And like when I don't want you guys to take this the wrong way, but when I get drunk, I get really, for lack of a better word, easy. Like, yeah, I get a clap, thanks. I get the clap, thank you. No, I don't have it. I go to the doctor all the time. So I went up to one of my guy friends when I was hammered, and I was like, hey, I don't want to brag, but I'm like really good at hand jobs. And he goes, cool, dude, but you're going to have to get a better talent because dudes don't give a fuck about that. Apparently you guys give yourselves better ones. I don't know. It's great. So the other day, my boyfriend and I don't want to talk about it. We got in a fight. And then he goes, don't worry about me, worry about your career. And then that ended the fight. And then later we went to the beach, and then I put suntan lotion on him because he asked me to. And the weird thing was that I was able to do that while still paying attention to my career. It's so weird. And then I was thinking, and I was like, well, maybe, you know, girls can do 2 things at once, but guys can't, right? Like, that's probably why no guy's ever been able to make me come, is because he was too focused on his career the whole time. But like me, like I was thinking about it, I was like, I've been doing 2 things at once for a long time. Like I've had my period now for like 7 or 8 years, and the whole time I had it, I was able to focus on my career. It's crazy. In fact, I've been so good at it, I like to call this part of my life my careeriad. And I've been kicking ass at it. That's a new one, and it needs work, but it's got something, right? All right, I'm just going to end on this one last thing. I'm so sorry. All my jokes are about boys. Okay. So I sleep with boys. And one thing I've noticed about sleeping with guys is that you guys wake up in the morning and already have a boner and are like ready to go. But I'm always like struggling to get out of bed and get the shit out of my ass. I'm like starving. The only way that you're gonna get what you want is if you tell me you've got coffee in your dick. And then you're like probably gonna get like exactly what you want though. Thanks for having me, guys. Nice to meet everyone. Ben Brooks. Welcome.
Thank you. Georgia Brooks, thank you. Hey, and thank you, seriously. Thank you, everybody, for who's out here tonight, because you could do other things. There's a lot of Call of Duty warfare contests going on online, which you could be doing. And maybe some of the people are doing that tonight, watching a little one screen. There's a little comedy, and over here they're killing people virtually. So maybe that's what's happening, because this is the reality that we live in right now. Call of comedy killing. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm here. I'm not online. I don't know what the fuck's going on. The next guy that's coming up is a very funny man. If you don't laugh, that's all I gotta say. You know? Yeah. No, don't laugh at me. Save all your laughter for him. He's a very funny guy. He's currently working in a laboratory. I'm not really supposed to talk about it. Getting close to solving cancer, but yeah, that's all I want to say. He's a very funny guy, a friend of mine. I've worked with him before, and I hope that you guys enjoy him very much. Please welcome to the stage, Jay Malone.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. How's it going, guys? All right. That's my happy face, because I'm happy to be here. First of all, I just want to point out to the young lady who was up here before, morning wood, I don't want to have... Am I the only guy who doesn't want to have sex with his morning wood in the morning? I really don't, and my wife gets really pissed off. This isn't a bit. Why would I start with a bit when I can just talk about shit that you're not going to laugh at anyway? I don't like it because that boner is not for my wife, okay? That boner is from a dream I just had with Angelina Jolie and fucking fairy wings. Get away from me. You don't deserve that boner. It's for someone else. And I love that she's currently sick watching this on the fucking computer at home right now. So, good start. Hopefully she missed, because she's been horrified by the show. So, it's great to be here. My wife and I, actually, we don't have kids. I don't know who has kids here, but we're getting pressure to have kids now. Everybody wants us to have kids, and I don't know if I could have kids because I feel fucking bad for children these days, because we're constantly concerned that they have some kind of issue, right? Like they can't pay attention for longer than 5 minutes, so we take them to the doctor and we put them on fucking pills and shit. You know, like we never had any of that shit even when I was a kid. We never had lactose intolerance or ADD. We just had stupid fucking kids that vomited milk. What happened with those days? Those were much simpler times. I mean, we're gonna have kids because we're currently practicing the pulling out method of contraception because we're 15 and fucking Amish. We're stupid is what I'm saying. We're pulling out. This is all real shit. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why we're pulling out, because I feel very close to you guys, okay? We're basically pulling out for two reasons. One is my wife cannot go on birth control because in her words it makes her fat, and in my words it makes her fucking crazy, okay? I mean crazy. That guy relates, all right? Like, seriously, to the point where I would rather risk a baby every night of my fucking life than have to pull my fat, crazy wife out of a bell tower where she's picking people off with a fucking sniper rifle, because that's the level I'm talking about. She's more likely to eat a baby on the pill than take care of one. Whatever. And of course, I don't use condoms because the Catholic Church says they'll give you AIDS, and I don't question the church. I'm sure they're doing their research. They've got guys on it. They're not just making that shit up. Trust. Faith. So, but pulling out's weird, right? Pulling out's fuck up because it ruins the whole event immediately. You can't pull out smoothly. No one has ever done that in the history of the world. You know, where you like pull out, you've got some evaporation device, you're like, bam, peace, see you Tuesday. That never happens. Like, it's always this fucking disgusting event that you feel horribly ashamed about right after, right? You pull, and that's the thing too, it's like you pull out and like, you know, nobody wants to get up, right? Because she's like, get a towel, and you're like, fuck that, it's too cold, I'm keeping the blankets. You grab a stuffed animal, right? You're like, bam, she's freaking out, it's her stuffed animal. You're like, fuck you, it's the panda, I'm using the white part, what, you know? I'm very respectful. So basically, and that's when you pull out, like for that moment, that doesn't even count as sex. If you have sex and you pull out the end, that's not sex, because at that moment you're just a man naked shivering in a room jerking off. That's all that's happening. She doesn't even need to be there anymore. You understand that, right? She could just be like a technologically advanced fleshlight, and it wouldn't even matter at that point. I should have stopped when I realized you weren't on that same page with me, but we kept going, and I'm fine with that. So. The other thing about pulling out, too, is I find pulling out is so anticlimactic. Pulling out to me is a lot like running a marathon, and then right before you hit the finish line, you just do a belly flop on the sidewalk. You know what I mean? And up until that point, everybody's like, go, go, you're almost there, you're doing it. Wait, what the fuck are you doing? Why would you do that? And you're like, I know, now I got shit all over me. I need a juice box immediately. Nobody else? Juice box? After sex and marathons? Just me? Whatever. So I don't know if I'm ready for kids. I was thinking about getting like a vasectomy, just fucking end it early, you know what I mean? But I don't even fucking know what a vasectomy is, to be honest. I don't even know. I know there's snipping involved. That's all I've heard, okay? So what is that? Do they just individually snip the tails off all your sperm? I have like 300 million sperm. That would take forever. I don't have that kind of time. And then what if one sperm happens to get out and gets inside my wife? Right? I mean, he can't swim. Maybe he just fucking ducked and rolled. And now I got a fucking kid who can't swim. Those are the shittiest kids in the world, man. The ones that just stand at the edge of the pool fucking shivering with their flotation devices. And then for the rest of his life, he's terrified of doctors and tiny scissors. I don't want that, man. That's not for me. The other reason I didn't want to get a vasectomy is because I was worried that the American government would force me to have a transvaginal probe. They would just shrink it and shove it up my urethra. Is that what that's called? I don't even know. Have you guys heard the transvaginal probing that's currently happening in Virginia? You guys know what I'm talking about? It's fucking horseshit, right? Ladies, if you don't know, you should be horrified by this. Basically what they're doing is if you want to get an abortion, okay, they're forcing you to have a camera shoved up your hoo-ha to take a picture of the fetus. Non-medical, they're just taking a picture of the fetus. And I have no idea why. I think they're checking for Jesus. I think they're checking to see if Jesus, because he's coming to rapture everybody, right? And it would suck if he got aborted halfway through his plans, right? He gets all the way in there, and then he's like, oh, fuck, aborted. And then he gets back up, and he's like, oh, Dad, I tried, and I got fucking aborted. He's like, well, get back down there. You're like 12 years too late from when this shit was supposed to go down. So then he goes back down, fucking aborted. Again, Dad, I don't know. I'm sorry. I keep slipping myself inside Jersey Shore chicks. It's not my fault. I have to change my plan. Anyway. But yeah, it's like the other thing that doctors are saying too is with the probing, they're trying to give women these probes, and then they're saying we're not making the women look at the picture, like they're all defensive. It kind of sounds a lot like a rapist who's just like, just close your eyes and let it happen. Shh. It's like just because you're dressed as a fucking doctor doesn't mean you shouldn't go to jail for that. You know what I mean? And I'm not for abortion. I know it's a tough thing to talk about, especially when you're on stage at an already shitty show, but. I'm not for abortion. I'm not. But I hate that it's like you're either for or against, right? You're either pro-choice or pro-life. You're either pro-life or you're like death to the feti. I think there's a fucking gray area in between. That's all I'm saying. Like, I think in certain circumstances, it should be legal, right? Like in cases of rape or incest or you're both fucking Dodgers fans. Like, get rid of it early is what I'm saying. And I hate the argument too that it's like a fetus is a person. Personhood starts at conception is the big quote, which is pretty hilarious to me. Which is why whenever my wife and I are finished having sex, I always throw a baseball at her vagina. I'm just so excited to play catch with my son. I jumped the gun. It's not my fault. I love that shit. We're getting there. You guys are good. I don't know. I think in order to get the Christian right away from the soul, because they're so anti-abortion, right? The Christian right and the Republicans and stuff, they're so against women being able to choose. I think the only way to get them off that track is to remind them that every baby is technically an atheist. Then they'll fucking come at you with trimming shears. Seriously, because everybody hates atheists, right? And if you don't think babies are atheists, let's try a little thought experiment, okay? Take a baby, put it in a bubble, give it some food, and put it on a desert island, okay? If you go back 14 years later, I guarantee the kid's not going to rub and be like, have you heard the good news? That's not going to happen. All right, you're with me, and I'm going to fucking keep pounding this out, and it's new, and it's scary for all of us. So, I think we do have a big education problem in the States, obviously, and I think the reason is stupid people fuck more than smart people. I'm not including myself in either. I'm a comedian. Like, clearly I'm here, so I've made some horrible choices. So I'm not of the smart elite, per se. But the problem too is like people who just don't have a lot of shit going on and believe retarded things are having like 15 fucking kids. There's a bunch of vaginal terrorists out there, and they're propagating kids all over the fucking place. And smart people are too busy reading books and inventing satellites. It's a real issue, everybody. So, but the problem is you can't stop people from having sex and having kids because of the fucking human rights, right? So my thing is we need to start raping scientists. I think that's the only way to stop it. I'm seriously. Stephen Hawking needs to be raped at any possible time. Seriously, he's accepting an award, rape him. He can't get away. Now, I understand he has physical disabilities, right? So he's got some shitty physical genes. I understand. So clearly we have to have him raped by really impressive physical women, okay? So I say the whole U.S. Olympic team should rape Stephen Hawking, right? Because he's got 3 kids now, but we need more kids. And the Olympic swimming team would be perfect because in the future, whenever we hit some kind of Kevin Costner water world, they'll be fine. You know what I mean? Like, they'll probably come up with all kinds of great shit. Or Marion Jones, right? Stephen Hawking and Marion Jones would be amazing. Although then you'd have a really smart cheater, which is no good because then he won't want to learn. He'll just fucking cheat. I think that's all I have for that joke. We got that dude laughing over here by the camera. That means the internet's laughing, right? Anyway, you guys are good. How much time? It feels like forever. So, yeah, so living in LA is kind of scary in that there's earthquakes and shit here, which is pretty terrifying. And I love that everybody has like a different strategy in an earthquake. You know what I mean? My favorite is get in a doorway. I love that fucking earthquake strategy, get in a doorway. It's like, really? How many aftermaths of an earthquake have you seen where it's just fucking rubble in doorways? You know, it's just doorways as far as the eye can see with people standing safely inside. It's like, oh, you guys made it in the doorway too? Whew, right? That was close for a second. Thank God for this barely reinforced frame of rotten wood that somehow protected us from 4,000 pounds of concrete and fucking physics. Remember that 100-story building that used to be across the street? Well, now it's just 100 doorways stacked on top of each other. We got to get them a ladder. Anyway, you guys were a lot of fun. Jesus loves you. Don't worry. It's all good.
Jay Malone, please clap him off the stage. Don't let him feel lonely. We're going to keep it going. Next comic up. He's a very funny guy. And I'm just going to introduce him, bring him up to the stage. There's no reason for me to do anything other than bring him up to the stage. Please put your hands together. Very talented man, Steve Schultz.
Oh, man. Thanks, guys. Oh, man. Hello. Give it up for Ben one more time, guys. This is the best. Such an awesome room to come to. I'm very excited about this. And Saves. This is amazing. Oh, man, your previous act, Jay Malone, that guy's fantastic. That guy's the best. Here's the thing. I came to town here. I'm from Toronto. Every American has been super nice to me, except for one American who took $3,000 of my dollars for a car and then gave me a thing that was shaped like a car, but was actually just like a geyser that shot radiator fluid at me while I was on the road. I was like, oh, it looked like a car, and now you got me. And it exploded like 2 or 3 weeks after having it, and I was like, I couldn't believe I've ever felt like a loser in my life till I didn't have a way to get around in Los Angeles. Like, you become a piece of shit, you know, like so quick. And so Jay gave me a scooter to drive around in. I have an actual scooter that I got myself here with, and it's fun because everyone has a joke about it. Like, everyone makes fun of me, and I'm like, it's not fair. Because, like, if I was in Canada, that'd be the coolest thing anyone could ever own. Do you know what I mean? Like, people are like, oh, yeah, good luck picking up girls with that thing. I'm like, if I was in Canada, I would have all the women. You know what I mean? Like, every single one of them. If I just drove through that country, they'd be like, where did all the women go that just fucking Schultz through here on two wheels? And they took off after him, because this is the best winter I've ever had. The fact that I'm kicking around in February on a scooter, man. Like, last winter in Toronto, this is true, actually. This is to give you a point of reference of what it's like in Canada. If you've never been to Canada, I'm going to bring you there through jokes. It's going to be great. But I was walking to my buddy's place, and I was maybe walking through about 2-3 feet of snow, and I wasn't paying attention to where I was going. So I was probably, you know, like my eyes were freezing shut or something. Like it's a tough life. And all of a sudden I looked down, and I had almost stepped on a lady, like a real live lady on the ground, and she waves at me and she's like, "Excuse me," she's like, "I just fell on the ice here. Just step over me." And I was like, "What?" Like, I've never had this before. I'm like, "Are you serious? Like, do you need help? Like, I have a phone, I can call for help?" Or I'm like, "I know it doesn't look like it, but I've got a muscle here somewhere. Like, what do you need? I can help you up. Like, what do you need?" And she looks at me and goes, No, it's too late for me. Just go." And I left her there to die. Room full of people. Like, "Oh, all right, see ya, lady. I'm no hero. I don't know what you've heard about me, but I just like, it was a good day. That was a good day." You learn things about yourself. I know sometimes people like hit a car and they're like, "Fuck, drive off." You know, like you're like, "I never thought I would do that. I left a woman to die." So, how are you guys? A lot of talking about kids. People are all going on about if they want kids or not. Kids scare the fuck out of me. I think part of the reason I've come down here to tell jokes is to completely flee any chance that I'll have to be a responsible person and get locked into a healthy relationship and have babies, right? Because they scare me so much. They're like little homeless people. Do you know what I mean? Like, kids will just say whatever they want. Like, none of the rules of society apply to them. They'll come up to you and be like, "You have the face of a booger." And you're like, "Oh, fuck, man. Like, keep that to yourself." Like, I went to my friend's place. He has 4 kids, and I'm used to 0, right? So I'm already on edge. You can't swear around them. You can't go like this, which I like to do. You know, like, you gotta watch yourself around these little humans. And so I go to their place, and they just start, like, they don't ease you into it. You know what I mean? Like, you know how when you meet a new person and you're like, they don't know me, I don't know them. Let's, you know, I won't throw everything at them right away, you know? But kids don't care. They're like, "This is me," and they just started running around me, screaming at the top of their lungs. They were like circling me in this like gaseous cloud. They were like blinking in and out of existence, you know, like just screaming and tugging at me. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here, right? And then the oldest kid, he's like 6, right? He grabs me by the shirt and he goes, "Hey." I'm like, "Holy shit." And he goes, "Want to play with Lego?" And I'm like, "Oh, Lego, yeah, man, that's great. I'll play with Lego." So he drags me off, and here's the thing with kids, right? Like, they can smell fear, you know what I mean? Like, as soon as I was out of earshot of his parents, he stops me in the hallway and he looks at me and he goes, "You know, I can fight really good for my age." I'm like, "Are you serious? Like, do we have to throw down now? What happens here, right?" And he goes, I go, "Man, I doubt it. You're 6, you know, like, fuck you." And he didn't even stop. I'm bigger than him. He didn't care. He just goes, "You know, if I fought you, I'd smash your glasses." I'm like, "Holy shit, man, that's exactly how you would take me out." Do you know what I mean? Like, who are you, Jason Bourne? That's terrifying, man. Just, like, kids are like, it's like, I couldn't go up to a guy with crutches and be like, "Hey, just so you know, if I fought you, I'd kick those out and beat you to death with them." The kids don't care, man. Terrifying. My mom hates hearing me say these jokes because she wants me to have kids. She's like, "Steve, you have to have kids. You're the only son in the family. If you don't have babies, the family name dies with you." And I don't have the heart to tell her this, but I'm like, that's kind of why I'm doing it. Do you know? Like, I'm like, my mom's crazy and my dad's a telemarketer. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, is this really a legacy the world needs to see live on and on here? Like, look at me. I'm like, we're at least a generation past our expiry date, you know? I'm just holding the pillow over the Schultz name, just shh, shh, it'll all be over soon. She hates that joke too. Oh, she's probably watching this online right now. Hey guys, is she here right now? I felt like we got weirdly quiet when I just committed genetic suicide just through that last joke. I've lost you. I've lost you, Room. And I'm not going to win you back. No, I'm going to win you back. It's going to be, I got the best joke coming up next. I probably don't. How about this? Here's something that I like to talk about. Science. Is anyone a nerdy science guy? I'll tell you this. Here's something. I'm a bit of a nerd. I don't know if that's coming across loud and clear. I don't know if anyone just fell off their stool like, oh, he's a nerd. But I'm like, here's the thing. I get really defensive when people try to make fun of nerds and say that we don't have sex or that we're afraid of women. Do you know what I mean? Like, everyone's got some stupid joke like, oh, what do you collect? Virginity? You know, like stupid things like that. And I'm like, man, like, what do you think? Like, when a pretty girl comes near us, we don't throw like 10-sided dice at her. Like, get away from me, you know? Like, it's just like, I think nerds are great at sex, you know? Because we're really good at calculating like angles, you know, and velocities, right? Speed to friction ratios, do you know what I mean? Ladies, if you can, go out and catch a nerd, because physically you can overpower us. But we're like leprechauns. We have to have sex with you. But the thing is, though, I find my nerdiness like works its way into my sex life in like weird, unexpected ways. Like I remember like I was having sex with a lady. But thank you. And after I had exhausted her with my many skills, we went to sleep. And then like, yeah, halfway through the night, she shakes me awake. She's like, hey, Steve, hold on, wake up. You were talking in your sleep. And I'm like, what, really? Like, what was I saying? And she goes, you were helping someone fix their computer. Like, there you go. That's my life. It was so depressing, man, because like I've told people my entire life that like my dream is to be a stand-up comedian. I'm like, and then apparently not, folks. Apparently defragging some dude's hard drive is right up there. That's my dream, living it up. But I watch a lot of like videos about science. I don't know if this is probably the worst joke for this room, but I'm hoping the internet is a big fan, because they could probably just click over and watch this video too. But I love watching videos about the Large Hadron Collider. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? The giant, yeah, there's like 3 of you who are gonna love this. Everyone else, fuck, take 5. It's, no, there's like do you know what I'm talking about? There's a place called CERN, and it's on the border of France and Switzerland, right? And what it is there's a giant circular track underneath the ground, and they send particles around it at almost the speed of light, and they smash them into each other, right? It's gonna teach us how the universe was born. And I was like, fuck, man, that's so awesome. So when they turned it on the first time, they ramped it up to full power, right? And it just blew up. A bunch of magnets exploded, shut the whole thing down. I was like, oh, man, that sucks. So then they patched it back up. They threw a whole bunch more money at it. They turned it on a second time, but a little bird came and dropped a piece of bread in the equipment, and it just shut the whole thing down, you know? I'm like, you spend $9 billion on something, you don't always think, like, maybe spend $3 more on a bread shield, you know? Just, like, maybe make sure your Atom Smasher has the same technology as a salad bar. You know, that just seems to make sense to me. But they tried patching it up again. They tried everything. They couldn't get it working, right? Eventually, they were so frustrated they couldn't figure it out. 2 scientists came out with a theory that the reason they can't get it working, did you read this? It's on the front page of the newspaper. They can't get it working because at some point in the future, they think it may have caused something so catastrophic that it sent ripples back through time to sabotage itself in the present before it ever happened. I'm like, yeah, guys, that's amazing, right? Like, I don't even know if scientists are smarter than you or I, like, but we have to admit, like, their excuse technology is light years ahead of ours, you know? And I realize maybe some of you didn't even like that joke, but I would like to believe in an alternate future. It was so funny, it sent ripples back through time to sabotage itself. Look, my name's Steve Schultz. Thanks so much for having me, guys. Give it up for Ben, your host.
Steve Schultz, come on, clap him to the bar. He deserves a beer. Hey, you guys have been a great crowd. We've got a couple people left, and they are both extremely funny. This room reminds me of a Canadian bonfire out in the wintertime. Slow to start. Slow to start, that wet pine wood. But once it goes, it's a fucking crackling, burning bonfire of love. And that's what I'm experiencing right now. We've got another guy coming to the stage. Please put your hands together. Laugh, love, feel the fun. Pat Thornton.
Yes. All right, keep it going for Ben, everybody. Yep. Hey, how good were those science jokes, guys? They're wicked, right? Wicked. Speaking of science, anybody here a Star Wars fan? Yeah. Star Wars fans here? Good. Anybody going to see Phantom Menace in 3D?
No, right? Because we're fans, right? It's weird. I feel weird about those movies because, like a lot of people, I feel like when those movies came out, they raped my childhood, right? But now, I hear the movie's coming out and I'm like, oh, forget that. And then I walk by the poster and I'm like, there were some cool lightsaber battles. And Darth Maul's pretty sick. So this is how complicated my relationship with George Lucas is at this point. He raped me, and yet I still love him? And I know that joke trivializes rape, and I apologize for that. I know not everyone's rape experiences have some cool lightsaber battles in them. Just mine. Just mine. Guys, this is just for all the men in the audience. Tell me, I believe that if you're a man, somebody has asked you this at some point in your life. Tell me if you agree with this statement. If someone has posed this hypothetical question to you, would you suck a dick for $1 million? I don't know why, but people need to know this. They like to keep track of their friends' prices. I've given it a lot of thought, and yeah, I'd suck a dick for $1 million. It's $1 million. But the real question to me, the real question is, who is this man who wants to pay me $1 million for what's certainly going to be a terrible blowjob? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to be there. I'm probably going to barf on this man's nuts. But he's going to give me his dick and $1 million to learn. To learn. How much money does this asshole have? That he's like, hey, you know what I did on the weekend? I paid this fat guy $1 million to suck me off. Oh yeah, was it any good? No, that wasn't good. No, he was just weird and scared the whole time. That was awful. Here's my problem. I have so much money. I've literally run out of things to do with it. So this is my life now. My super rich life sucks. Guys, here's my impression of a 6-year-old boy who's allergic to raisins. Here's a 6-year-old boy who's allergic to raisins. I'm allergic to raisins, but I don't know why I'm not allergic to grapes. So, there are a lot of Canadians on this show tonight, and I bet everyone's like, why is that? It's because down here we find each other. There's a lot of this place that doesn't make any sense. Like, I have this joke that does very well in Canada, but doesn't work here because nobody knows what the word toque means. Does anyone here know what the word toque means? It's a hat. Except you guys can't settle on a word for it. I hear stocking cap, knit cap, skull cap, winter hat, toboggan hat, and then also just toboggan. Somebody just called the hat toboggan. If you guys had a word for it, I would just switch it to that word and we'd be fine, but instead I have to teach you that it's called a toque. It's called a toque. So that I can tell this joke now. That's a toque. When your ears are cold and you want to pull a hat down over them, that's a toque that you're doing that with. Whatever you call it, that's a fucking toque. Okay, so here's the joke. I have a toque, ladies and gentlemen. I have a toque, and it's a very popular toque in Canada because they sold it during the Olympics. And it says Canada on it, and it has a big pom-pom on the top. And it's important for you to know that it was very popular because I was at a subway station one time, and there was another gentleman, this large black gentleman, who also had the same toque as me. And we were just standing on the platform like, yeah, who cares? Not a big deal, so not even gonna worry about it. And then it was rush hour, and we sort of got pushed onto the same subway car and ended up standing next to each other in a doorway, staying there with the same toque on. And we were like, we were just totally over it. We were just like, but I could feel everyone around us. Everyone around us was thinking, what do we got here? A couple of toque twins? Except one lady was thinking, I'm gonna stab myself in the leg with a pair of scissors when I get home just to feel something. And then I was like, why do I know this? I thought we were just having a light moment about toque twins. So see why it's important that you know the word. Toque. Party. Cool, guys. What else is going on? I want to have. I always think about this at the beginning of the year, and it's not quite the beginning of the year now, but I always think about the future and think about as a people, as a species, are we gonna be all right? Are we mostly bad or are we good? Because there's a lot of shitty stuff going on in the world, a lot of wars, and a lot of examples of us just not being cool to one another. And I think are we gonna get through this? Is it gonna get better? And I wanna believe yes. I wanna have hope. I wanna say, yeah, we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna be nice. We're gonna be good. And then I go into a public restroom. And if you go into a man's restroom anywhere in the world, at least one of those toilet seats is covered in piss. Just covered in it. And if you're the guy doing that, you're a shit guy. You're a bad guy. But also I want to know, what I want to know is, what do you want? Who are you mad at? Are you mad at the guy that just cleaned the bathroom? Or are you walking around, talking to yourself, angry all day, saying, you know who's got it too good? You know who's got life just a little too sweet? Got to be brought down a few notches? Guys who have to shit at the mall. Nobody goes to the mall saying, you know what I'd love to do here? Take a shit. No, that is a high-pressure situation. You could not negotiate leaving that mall early enough because somebody wanted to shop for something and it took too damn long, and now it is a fucking emergency. And you're going in there and you go into the bathroom and you open all the stalls and go, no, fuck. Oh, that's all. What did they eat? But I think I want to know who's doing this, and I have a theory that it's just one guy, right? Theory that it's one guy. Of course, he has obviously he has Santa Claus powers, but I'm trying to think who could it be, right? And it's got to be somebody who has enough money that they don't have to work. Obviously, this is going to take a lot of their time. Someone who has access to a lot of iced tea. And of course, I think it's my arch nemesis, Fancy Daniel. I don't know what you're thinking. You're thinking, wait a minute, pissing on toilet seats. Why would he do that? That doesn't seem very fancy. That's not a very fancy thing to do. go all over the world pissing on toilet seats. Why would Fancy Daniel waste his time? But don't you see? Don't you see? That's what makes it the perfect crime. He's only doing it to make me look crazy. I'm Pat Thornton. Have a good night.
Pat Thornton, please keep clapping for Pat Thornton. All right. Wow. We've got one person left. Saving the best to last. I love it. Hey, listen. Thank you very much for coming down here and supporting live comedy. You could stay home. You could do a million other things to get in your car, brave the cold, brave the shit that you need to brave to come down here. Thank you. So let's have an applause for you. Come on, seriously. I'd also like to thank John, who puts on a great show here. If you guys want to see live music, come to the Trip, check it out. There's live music here every night of the week. He supports live bands, he supports live and local vineyards, and it's a great place for you to come and hang out. Our next guy, he is secluded about 9 months of the year. He's working on he told me not to say it, but he's working on a musical about the dictionary. It's the ultimate play on words, and he's a friend of mine. He's first time to the stage here tonight. He's an exciting guy, and he's excited to be here. Please put your hands together. Clap him on here, loud and strong. Robert Lindo.
Thank you very much. Round of applause. I love it. How's it going? Yeah. Woo! Did I hear there were 67,000 people on the internet? Yeah. Is that for real? No. I was going to say, if that was real, they might not be showing comedy. They might just be showing porn. The YouTube comedy, YouPorn comedy channel. How you guys doing? Good times? Are you guys all here to see the band? So why you're still here? I've been watching all the comedians, and I want to give you a big round of applause, actually. You guys are all very funny. I enjoyed this night. I don't get out to the west side very much. There's a shitload of homeless people here. I treated myself to some Jack in the Box before I got here, and it was me eating and like 7 homeless people just watching me. It was fucking depressing and a little bit scary. I was like, holy shit, are they gonna fucking jack me for my food? Like, take my car, I'm fucking hungry. I was a little bit, that's why I think there's so many people in here. Are you guys homeless? Is this a warm place tonight? Because it's cold. I'm from Canada too. Shocker. Is everyone from Canada and LA performing on this show tonight? It's like 80% of the lineup. But I'm from Vancouver, where it's not as cold as it is in Toronto. I have not had to step over a lady and leave her to her death. It's to the point where now I get really like, I'm a bitch about the cold. I can't take that shit. This is freezing to me. Like, are you guys cold out there? I just want to talk about the weather for a minute. It's cold. It's cold. I am not a very good Canadian, because as soon as people find out, they're like, you're from Canada. I'm like, we don't all live in igloos up there. You know that, right? Only half of us. Only half. You guys like hip hop? Wow, not a hip hop bar. All right, well, fuck it. I'm going to carry on, regardless of whether you like hip hop. I was listening to my iPod, which doesn't have very good music on it, apparently. But right before I came in, I hear this song all the time. You might have heard it. It goes, you can have whatever you like. Yeah, Patron on ice, bottles popping, a ride in my limo. Have you guys heard that song, You Can Have Whatever You Like? Yep. Not one of you? Doesn't matter. You don't have to have heard it. I will fucking explain it. This is my toque joke. The song is, this rapper, he's trying to pick this chick up, right? He's like, he's offering her anything. He's trying to woo her. He's like, you can have whatever you like. Yeah. And then he lists off things that he might get a chick with, right? Patron on ice. That's the number one. It's like through the song. Like, all you need to get a girl, apparently, all she wants is Patron on ice. Maybe some rides in a limo. The song is very confusing to me because I don't have a hip hop career, and this guy does, so maybe I'm fucking crazy. But if I was wooing a chick with a hip hop song, I would list like totally different things to get a girl with. I'd be like, you can have whatever you like. Yeah, like a master's degree, maybe a home with 2 levels, some safe kids, a dude with no gang tattoos on his neck, a paid off car. You know, wouldn't those be the things that you would woo a girl with? Not you can have whatever you like, Patron on ice. If I actually wrote that song, it'd probably be like, you can have whatever you like, my dignity, my dreams, my hopes and aspirations. And again, no hip-hop career. Good times, good times. So, you guys don't know me. And who the fuck set this up? I was going to lean on it and I almost fell down. A little bit about me. I'm actually a mixed race. That's a true story. My mom is white, my dad is black, and my hair is Jewish. Really Jewish, right? This shit it's so Jewish that now I just tell people I'm Jewish. I've just given up. I'm like, I'm in Hollywood. Maybe this will work for me. But yeah, I came out pretty fucking white. The only gene I got in the gene race war was the half-row gene. My mom had super white genes. It's basically just, I mean, in like a genetic race war, normally the black gene wins. Like, half black, half white. The kid's coming out at least brown. My mom's genes were just like, yeah, wah, pya! Just kicked all the black genes' ass. I can't, I'm practically clear, I feel like, given the racial makeup. And if you think I'm confused and you're confused, and I can tell you are, imagine how confused my dad was. Like, he's expecting a fucking black baby. You know, like you go in there and your kid's coming out, you're expecting like a couple different things, like a healthy baby, 10 toes, 10 fingers. He's also expecting black. I come out like a sheet of fax paper, like, psh, that fucking white. He must have been tripping out. Like, was he looking under there like, are we having twins? Is there another one coming? Is it like a black and white cookie? I get one of each. I don't know what he was thinking. And even though I grew up in Vancouver, I was actually born in Jamaica, which is a pretty black country. So, like, most of your excuses, like, he must have been thinking my mom cheated, right? And, you know, you can't use, like, the mailman excuse. He's black, too. He's like, "Chum, man, me not touch this woman, you know. Me not touch no white girl. Me just give it a meal from time to time, you know, me feel like it." She, like, what excuse did she have left? Because I don't think they knew that this could happen to people. I've looked for explanations. I'm convinced my mom cheated. Sorry, Mom, for watching. I don't think she is. So mentioning your mom was a bad thing tonight, apparently. Can't talk about your mom at a comedy show. I've tried to act more black, though. I listened to hip-hop. I bought a Dodge Magnum. I started drinking Hennessy. I was like talking gangsta and shit. Like, none of it was working. I started sleeping with big white girls. No, still a white guy. That shit happened. Let's see, what else can we talk about? What do you guys want to talk about? Nothing? All right, I'll keep going then. Fuck it. I treated myself to some Jack in the Box. I shouldn't do that. It's not very good for you, and I probably could stand to lose some weight. But I heard someone talking the other day, and they were like, okay, you know, I lost some weight. I was almost at the point where I couldn't see my dick. And I'm like, how fat do you have to get to not be able to see your dick? Like, do you not bend at the waist? Like, just bend over. Put your head down. It's not that hard to see how fat, I want to know how fat you have to get. Can anyone answer that for me? No? All right. Good times, guys. This is awesome. I'm having a lot of fun at the trip. The Cheshire Cat over here is laughing his ass off. What was that noise? Yeah, it got really depressing, actually, though. One day I was at McDonald's after a night of drinking. You know, what else you can do? I went and picked up some cheeseburgers, and I took them home, and I was sitting there, and I was like, you know what, I'm home. I'm going to take my shirt off and eat these motherfuckers. So I took my shirt off. I turned on some TV, and I'm watching Seinfeld. It's a fucking great episode. I don't know if you guys have seen the one with the man's ear, or the bro, where they make a man bra for man tits. So I'm watching this, and I'm like eating the cheeseburgers. I'm laughing. And all of a sudden, I realize I kind of look down to take another bite, and like, my tits are jiggling. And I'm like, I fucking had to take a minute because all of a sudden something really scary happened. One of my favorite TV shows had turned from a TV show into a fucking infomercial. I was like, oh fuck, I need a bro. Where do I get one of these? I quickly turned to the internet, closed the porn, and started crying and finished my burgers. That was a good night, people. Ah, God, I remember that night fondly. This night and that night will go down in the history books. It's awesome. Give it up to you guys. Let me see, what else is going on? They have really good water in Santa Monica. And good beer. They have good beer here, so drink it up. I had the Allagash, what I have? Allagash hickory chips. Arrogant, yeah, this beer, man, I'm telling you, on the back of it, there's it's like a dissertation written by someone from Harvard. I swear, it's like, are you tired of the same old beers? Do you strive for more than mediocrity in your life? I got drunk just reading the back of the bottle. So anyway, I was reading the news the other day, and true story, in Egypt, they were freaking out a little while ago because there's like a fake hymen kit. Have you guys heard of this? It's a fake hymen. You can use it if you're not a virgin. They were trying to ban it, right? Because they're like, we can't be sleeping with women and thinking they're virgins and they're not. This is bullshit. We're banning this fake hymen kit. And I was like, is this really a problem? Like, how many fake hymen incidents are going on? I'm like, who wants to sleep with virgins anyway? Does anyone remember sleeping with a virgin? Do you remember when it was not a good thing. It was a shitty experience. There's lots of porn out there. There's no fucking virgin porn. MILF Hunter? Yes. Hymen Hunter? No. Sleeping with virgins is not cool. Like, if they made a virgin porn, the chapters would suck. It'd be like, chapter 1, yes, I love you. Chapter 2, no, that's not your mom. Chapter 3, don't tell Becky. Chapter 4, crying. Chapter 5, just the tip. Chapter 6, cleanup. Chapter 7, crying. Chapter 8, more crying. That would be the virgin porn DVD. It would not sell. So I was like, fucking, how much of a problem is this? I decided to Google fake hymen, and I normally don't do this, but this website can't be beat. I'm going to whip out a printout of the entire website, and we're just going to go through a couple of the highlights. This is the kit for the fake hymen. Here we go. Right there. Become a virgin again. That's a fucking lie. Okay, if you stick this thing up your vagina and you're not a virgin, you don't become one by putting this in you. Okay, it just becomes a problem. Because here's what it says. This website's too awesome. Restore your virginity in 5 minutes. Okay, if you could fucking become a virgin again, it's going to take longer than 5 minutes. That's a problem right there. Here you go. Kiss your deep, dark secret goodbye and marry in confidence. Because that's the way to start a marriage, by taking one deep, dark secret and fucking hiding it behind another one. You're not even a virgin. This is not a good way to start a marriage, my friends. Okay, and then it says, get this, if you're already married, spice up your marriage life and surprise your partner. Oh shit, there's blood on my dick. That is surprising. It's not spicy, but it's fucking surprising. Okay, this website is awesome. And you know what it's called? It's www.hymenshop.com. Literally. It's literally what it's called. Okay, here's another good part. When you put this thing in you, here's what happens. It will ooze out a liquid that appears like blood. Not too much, but just the right amount. What did they do? Did they test like 80 virgins? Oh, that's too much. This is just the right amount of virgin. We don't want too much virgin. Where did they draw the line? Where do I draw the line? I'm not drawing a line today. I'm not drawing a line. This is ridiculous. Okay, add in a few moans and groans and you will pass through undetectable. Let me tell you something. If I stick my dick in a chick without a condom on and it comes out with a condom on, that shit is going to be detected. Because it's literally a fucking bag filled with ketchup. Okay, if this comes out on me, I know you're not a virgin. You're a liar, or you have a very serious problem with putting things in your vagina. Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm going there. They also misspelled hygiene, which is not a very good indication of the quality of this product, my friends. It's made in Taiwan, okay? If I'm getting a fake hymen, I want American made. And I'll just finish with this. The kit itself is $29.95, okay? If you were just want to restore your virginity one time. But it comes in a bulk pack, 5 hymens for the special price of $114.95, ladies and gentlemen. You can save $34.80 off 5 hymens in case you want to spice up your marriage life or become a virgin 5 times, or in case you're a Mormon. Hymenshop.com, ladies and gentlemen. Check it out. It's the real deal. You heard it here first. I'm Rob Lindo. Thanks for coming out. Give it up to Ben. Give it up to the Trip for a good night. Internet people, I love you. Goodbye. Woo!
Robert Lindo, come on. Fake hymen. All right. Everybody, thank you very much for coming out tonight. Don't go away, though. We've got some guys coming up here who are extremely funny. The McHandsomes, they are Mick and they are handsome. And they're going to bust into your world with some musical comedy madness that is extremely hilarious. Have a beer, have a smoke, whatever you need to get you through the night. Pat your loved one on the knee or the thigh, whatever you feel like doing. Thank you for coming out. Please, everybody, put your hands together for all of the comics who are on the bill tonight. I appreciate you guys coming out. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for our streaming team who put us on the internet. Please drive safely, and thank you.